this week's Goddess Energy Forecast, where each week we share with you divine guidance on where you need to place your attention, your focus, your energy, and also bring through frequencies to help you heal, to inspire you, to empower you, and to uplift you. Here's your host, Abigail Mensah-Bonsu, with this week's Goddess Energy Forecast.
Hello everyone. Hello and welcome to this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. This is your girl Abigail Mensah-Bonsu, and there's something special happening this week. Actually, there's two things, but one in particular that is very important to learn about. So I'm excited to share this with you. I mean, that is the whole reason why I do these energy forecasts, these weekly energy forecasts, is to chat with you about what energies are sweeping through and how they are inviting us to certain themes, right? And so hopefully, this is going to be good. Shall we begin? Let's just dive into it. So first of all, for this forecast, I think last week I even said the same thing. If you don't have your astrology birth chart, if you've never done that, go get yours done. You can do it free on one of the sites. It's like astrocafe.com. You can get your free astro chart or astrology chart, because it's really going to help you understand where you're being called and to what you're being called to. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So we begin this week Monday with the new moon in Cancer. And this is so beautiful because we know Cancer is the sign of the moon, right? And so it being in it's almost like a natural element. Cancer is the maternal energy. It's about the moon, the deeper emotions. Cancer is a water sign, so it's really about the emotions. And it also, water sign, bringing in that aspect as well. The part that's really coming in is that maternal aspect of Cancer. But either way, it is a new beginning. We start a new week with the new moon in Cancer, really signifying a new beginning. We know with the new moons, that's a great time to plant your seeds or set intentions and then watch it grow as the moon also begins to grow into a full moon, right? So yes, this week is a great week to set intention, but here's the thing. Don't worry about trying to figure out what intentions to set, because the second thing that's also beginning this week, the lunar nodes will be shifting this week. The lunar nodes will be shifting this week to something that occurs every 18 months. And in the past, in the past 18 months, we've been in the south node in Scorpio and the north node in Taurus. So, the way I look at these is like Scorpio is a water sign, a very deep emotional water sign about death and rebirth, transformation. And then you have Taurus, which is about stability, material wealth. It's an earth sign. And so a little bit about this, this is where the south node usually represents the past, our past lives, the gifts that we have received from our past experiences, the talents that we received from our past experiences, the karmic stuff, right? It comes from the south node. Like when you look at what your south node is in, it tells you what you've already mastered. Our north node is something that we're here in this lifetime to learn about, to master, to grow in, to be challenged in, right? So that's the north node. So looking at your astro chart, like look at your south node. Well, look at your north node and then your south node, and it'll tell you what gifts you are natural at with the south node, and then what you're here to learn with the north node. So basically, this is the energy that we've been in for the past 18 months, right? In the sign of Scorpio, so we have water and earth kind of synergy going on there. And now we are moving into, so basically the south node is moving from Scorpio to Libra. So we're moving from water to air sign. And then the north node is moving from Taurus, an earth sign, to Aries, a fire sign. So if you're in your natal chart, if you have your south node in Libra and north node in Aries, this next 18 months is going to be very activating for you. Now, before I dive into a little more about what this means, this is a huge shift. So expect something that is going to be changing completely in your life or shifting completely in your life, right? And depending on where Libra, especially Aries, is in your chart, is going to tell you where this major transformation shift, redefinition of self is going to occur. We really look at the north node because that is what we're working on in this lifetime, where the south node is telling us the gifts that we already have, the things that we've already worked on, past lives, the gifts that we inherited from our lineage, right? Something that we're used to, we know about. We don't have to do any work to learn about it. So the north node is really what is highlighted here, because that's where we're really being asked to step up to that next level. So if your north node is in Aries, you're being activated very much this next 18 months. But if your north node is not in Aries, look in your chart. Where is Aries in your chart? And I wrote this down, just a little cheat sheet. This is something that, I was reading about, the nodal shift and what makes this so amazing. Let's put it that way. And it's a little cheat sheet that came in. So the planets, when you're looking at your chart, the planets show us what is happening. So in your chart, when you're looking at all the planets like Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, I'm sure you hear about all these planets, especially, from astrologists that are in your circle, right? They're telling us what is happening. Our signs, whether it's in Virgo, Gemini, Aries, Leo, our signs show us how it is happening. And then the houses they're in, so whether it's in the first house, second house, third house, 12th house, that is showing us where it is happening. So look in your chart. Where is Aries? Look in your chart. Look at where Aries is first in your chart, because it's going to tell you how this nodal shift is going to, how it's going to happen, what that's going to look like in your life, right? And then look at what house it is in, and that's going to tell you where it's going to be happening. So for example, I don't have Aries in my chart, but I do have Libra. And so if you're like, I don't see Aries in my chart, anywhere in my chart, look for the south node. Where is Libra in your chart too, right? Because perhaps there's a reason why, look at where Libra is in your life, so that you can, in your chart, so you can see which of the past gifts and talents and like soul power that you can use to move you through this powerful time. So for example, I don't have Aries in my chart, but I do have Libra. My Pluto is in Libra, and Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth and transformation, right? And it's also in my 12th house. So remember, the houses are where it's happening. The 12th house is about higher consciousness, spirituality. It's really tapping into the bigger consciousness and understanding the themes around death and rebirth and what happens after this lifetime, right? Understanding that and bringing through in this world, in this lifetime. And so, I look at, it being Pluto, which is the planet of transformation, death and rebirth, and then in my 12th house of higher consciousness, right? It's really tapping into that understanding of that and bringing it through that wisdom, right? And Libra, to me, when I think about Libra, I'm thinking about balance here. Finding the balance between the higher realm and being human. And again, I'm just looking at mine and understanding. So looking at yours, remember, the planets show us what is happening, which mine is Pluto, right? Pluto is the transformation, death and rebirth, right? What is happening? So I know there's going to be a huge beginning there, right? And then, the sign shows us how it is happening. We're looking at Libra. And then the houses show where it is happening. So mine is in the house of higher consciousness, the 12th house. Yeah, so I'm giving you a little sneak peek of astrology here. And as you're working with your chart, if you have any questions about your chart, or if you would like to learn more about astrology, I have amazing connections. I can connect you with some of my amazing mentors or people that I look up to and learn through, that I can recommend you to them so that you can learn from them. I see myself as, again, having Pluto in my 12th house, it makes a lot of sense, right? Anything that has to do with spirituality is very natural for me. So I understand the language of the universe very easily. I would not call myself an astrologist because that's a whole different training that they get. I'm not interested in that. What I am called to is just receive the language of the divine, translate it, and bring it through. That's what I am here to do. So if you really want to dive into astrology, just let me know. I will hook you up with one of my friends who are just amazing at astrology, really helping you to embody what the chart is telling you. Because when you look at the chart, you're like, what is this all about? And it's quite simple if you have the right mentor, the teacher, to guide you through it. So let me know. So here's the thing. Libra is about balance. And in this nodal shift, it's balance, alignment. And especially in this case, I'm getting, especially in like romance, partnerships. And then having the North Node in Aries. Aries is the I am. It's about self-expression, right? It's the beginning of the zodiac. It's like, who am I? Right? And really getting to know who you are. So it's bringing the themes of self-love and independence. And Aries, moving into Aries, is really about redefining yourself with this nodal shift. Redefining yourself is going to bring through acceleration because Aries is a fire sign. This is like a creative spark. A creative spark. It's about creativity, right? Redefining things. Like, I'm not surprised if new paths will show up, new ways of doing things will show up, new you will show up, right? New passions, innovations, all of that is part of this theme, the North Node moving from Taurus to Aries. Right? So if I'm talking all this and you're like, oh my gosh, just simply listen and feel into it. And of course, looking at your chart, looking at where Aries is and or Libra is in your chart is going to give you more of that personal, unique information about how things will be going down for you. But looking at like the bigger picture of all of us, this is the bigger waters that we are swimming in. There's going to be new things happening. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. Let's see here. I wrote something down that I wanted to make sure that I share that. Oh, yes. It's time to take the leap. It's time to take a leap. And it's okay if you're like, I have no idea what that leap is. Remember, things are going to be happening really fast because it's Aries. It's a fire sign. And it's also, fire is about spirituality. So pay attention, like listen to your intuition, listen to your higher self. And actually, I feel like in this time, the best way to really understand what this energy is really about is to surrender. And when I say surrender, it's like be curious about, like I wonder what this is going to look like in my life. And then be open to receiving, like pay attention to what is showing up in your life. Because life will invite you into these themes where you're being uniquely called into, right? So being curious and then waiting for the invitation, paying attention to the invitations that come into your life. And because this is Aries, it's not going to be a subtle invitation. It's going to be in your face. So there's no way you can miss this. If your life needs to change, it will change, and it will change rapidly, whether you're ready for it or not. But here's the thing. You have everything that you need to make this leap. We all do. Hence why we're still alive in this time. We have everything we need to, move through this next 18 months of nodal shift. So don't be afraid. Don't go into fear like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this change. Oh my God, what if this and that? Let all of that go. And simply be open to receive. Are you willing to be open to receive? I feel like that's the best place to be. And I hope that by you watching these weekly Goddess Energy forecasts, I hope that's something that you picked up on. I share these with you so you can kind of have highlights about, okay, these are the energies that we're all swimming in, right? But uniquely, we all move through those themes very differently. And I hope that you surrender to that flow. All these energies that come in, they're like rivers. And we flow through these rivers. Or sometimes it's like an ocean, like these nodal shifts, right? And you can either try to swim the whole, that big, vast ocean, or you can surrender and float on the ocean and receive whatever it is that you need to receive from there and integrate it. So don't go into fear, but be curious, be excited, because that spark, the spark of inspiration, the spark of passion. The one thing about the North Node is about our destiny, what we're here to do, our calling. So whatever is sparked in this time has to do with what you're here to do, your true calling, and that should excite you. Even if you think you're already doing your calling, perhaps you're being called to get into that next level. Be excited about this shift because it will bring you exactly what you need. And you have the tools to receive and integrate whatever it is that comes through this time. It is quite exciting times for us individually and also as a whole. We've been spending years, the past 3-4 years, just like breaking things down, old structures, bringing into light injustices, right? And now we're receiving that spark of life to help us to start to build what it is that we truly want to see in our world. That's exciting. I have no clue what that looks like, but it's exciting that we're receiving that fire of life, that spark of life to bring us the inspiration, the energy, the drive, the passion to do whatever it is that we need to do to create the world that we've always prayed for. Such big themes here. And the best thing we can do is be curious and surrender. Surrender to the flow. And know that you will receive exactly what you need to receive to move through this time to get you to closer to your calling. So to kind of summarize things, this week, new moon in Cancer and nodal shift, where we are moving into South Node in Libra and North Node in Aries, and the themes that come up: new beginnings, activation, take the leap, inspiration, creativity, creative spark. It is, I love this, your true calling in life is being activated. And so whatever shows up in your life is guiding you to that. So be curious, be open, surrender to the flow that your soul already has in place for you. Okay. All right. Let me see. There was so much that I had to just choose just what is important to share. Again, if you want to learn more about your astrology chart, what all those planets, houses, because we all have unique, our charts are very unique to us, and they all tell us the story about who we are completely. So if you want to learn more about that, just send me a message and I'll connect you to some of my amazing friends who are experts in astrology. So shall we move into the cards, the cards for this week? So of course I am using, or I should say the deck that called to me is the Gateway of Light Activation by Kyle Gray. Now it's like, of course, right? It's perfect. So let's go ahead and get centered. Close your eyes. Begin to breathe into your heart, breathe into your body. As you're breathing in, imagine that breath, that oxygen that you're breathing into your body as an ocean flooding through your lungs and every cell within your body, rejuvenated with fresh oxygen. And notice how effortless that is. How effortless it is to flow with the rhythms of our breath. When we surrender to this flow, it just happens. When we step in the way, then it becomes harder. So just observe how easy it is to breathe, to fill your lungs and to release. That's the same thing you're being asked at this time. Your soul already has a plan for you. You are here in this time, this pivotal time, for a reason, because you were born for it. You were created for it. You were made for it. You have everything that you need to move. You needed this creative spark to guide you to where you need to be. No fear. No fear. You got this. Taking a deep breath in and out. So imagine that beautiful light within your heart getting bigger and bigger with each breath you take in. And now extend your channel from your heart, extend it all the way up into the heavens, and let it anchor into the heart of source above, whatever that looks like for you. For me, it always looks like this brilliant, gorgeous ball of light, and I just anchor it right to the center of that ball of light, which is the center of the higher consciousness. And now extend your channel all the way down from your heart, going through the different layers of the earth, and let it anchor into the heart of the Divine Mother at the center of the earth. Again, whatever that looks like for you. It might look like a mountain. It might look like a tree. It might look like the Divine Mother herself with her arms open and ready to receive you. It might look like water. Whatever it looks like, that's your expression. That's how you connect to her. And now open up your channels and begin to receive the lights, love, support, brilliance, blessings from above and below. Bring it all the way down into your heart. Let both energies merge within your heart. Merge into that light that's already blooming and radiating within your heart. And from here, go ahead and call in your higher self to be fully present within you, to be fully embodied within you, and feel, see, sense her emerge within your heart space. There we go. And see all three lights or flames come together into one, joining into your light. And from there they expand and they begin just pulsating and radiating, and they expand out the outer layer all around you, a bubble of light all around you. Breathe into the space where you're connected to above, below, and your own center. Breathe into the space of your own luminescent ball of light, or your aura, your radiant aura. Breathe. I now call on all of our guides and guardians, our divine posse, to surround us in a golden circle of light, and begin to see, sense, or feel them emerge all around you. And step into gratitude as you see, sense, or feel them appear around you with that unconditional love just beaming at you. They're here for you and you alone. They will always be here for you. They're more than happy to be here. Thank them for their presence. Thank them for their support, for their guidance, for their love. And from here, go ahead and come back into the center of your heart and ask, which of these activating cards is here to support me this week? 1, 2, or 3. And once you have received your number or numbers, go ahead, taking a deep breath in and out. Let's take it another deep breath in. And this time, exhale slowly through your nose. And when you're ready, open your eyes, open your heart, ready to receive your message. So I found it very interesting that the first two cards all have activation in them. And then the last card is like a purifying. So let's go ahead and start with this. If you received 1, you are working with the Pleiadians this week. Oh my gosh, this is very interesting because just last night I was contemplating on the Pleiadians because they are known to be the healers, right? And I was listening to, I think it was like a YouTube talk, and they were talking about Joe Dispenza and how he works with the Pleiadians. And if you've followed Joe Dispenza, read his books, or listened to his meditations, it's very healing. It's actually miraculous what is done for people in terms of healing the body. And the Pleiadians, I kept hearing the Pleiadians from there. So it's very interesting. If you received 1, you are working with the Pleiadians this week, and it says Pleiadian activation. Here is your message. So first, this card says coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. Ooh, a little bit about Pleiades, or the Pleiadians. So the Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters, is an open star cluster found in the northwest of the constellation Taurus. These bright blue luminous stars, which formed in the last 100 million years, are among the stars closest to Earth and are the cluster most obvious to the naked eye. It is for this reason that they have been connected to many spiritual traditions through the ages. This gateway transports you to a space where you can witness the great coming together of the Pleiades. Each and every single star within the cluster is representative of a nation of divine beings. The Pleiadians are said to be human-like beings who honor the feminine and live in an advanced way that we on Earth could also experience. If we were to accept and honor the holiness of the female body. If we were able to travel to the Pleiades in the third dimensional world, we would not find these beings. However, for they have transcended the physical state and operate on a higher vibration. Connect. This is how you can connect to the card. Find the Pleiades in the night sky or look at an image online. Then say, Great Pleiadian guides, thank you for showing me how to heal the matriarchal line and honor the feminine so that I can support a more balanced and evolved form of existence. Here is your message for this week. Pleiadian energy is about coming together in peace and in harmony. You are blessed to receive this gateway, for it is a powerful message of assurance that whatever uncomfortable energy you are experiencing right now will soon be washed away. The Pleiadians are beings who live in complete honor of their planets and their people. They acknowledge that in seeing and connecting with one another, they have an opportunity to see and experience the divine. They also know the consequences of disrespecting others. Is for this reason that this is no longer possible for them. If you are being challenged by your loved ones now, aim to shift the dynamics of this relationship through a loving approach. The lesson you are facing at this time is an opportunity to heal old wounds and operate from a higher state of beings. To heal old wounds and operate from a higher state of being. Pleiadian activation, card 1. If you receive 2, this week you are receiving Emerald Tablet activation. This card says cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, and conscious manifesting. So about this card, or about the Emerald Tablet, actually. The Emerald Tablet is one of the most celebrated of the Hermetic texts. Oh my gosh. A series of sacred Egyptian Greek texts from the 2nd century or earlier. They form the basis of Hermeticism, a spiritual tradition that brings together science and spirituality through investigations into the cosmos, mind, and nature. Most of the texts are a series of dialogues between a teacher and a student and are based on the concept of alchemy, the art of turning lead into gold, or something that is leaden and heavy into a golden opportunity. The Emerald Tablet is said to have been carved on a bright green stone that was transported to Egypt around the fall of Atlantis and stored in the halls of Amenti under the Great Pyramid. Although this legend is widespread, the origin of the text is shrouded in mystery. We do know that it's made up of 14 passages, which first appeared in a book written sometime between the 6th and the 8th centuries, and has been highly influential. Its most famous statement is, "As above, so below," meaning that what is in the high heavens is reflected upon the earth. The author signs off as Hermes Trismegistus, which is another name for Thoth or Thoth, who is featured in this deck and is thought to have been the priest king of Atlantis. The idea is that he knew of the approaching end of this civilization and hid the Emerald Tablet and many other teachings in order to preserve them for spiritual aspirants in the future. This is how you can connect to this card this week. Recite the Emerald Tablet's most famous words. As above, so below. Working the miracles of one. All things come from one. As above, so below. Working the miracles of one. All things come from the one. Ooh, I love this. And then here's your message for this week. When the Emerald Tablet activation card appears, you're being called to remember the gifts you are carrying from previous lifetimes. Even if you don't always understand how to express them, there's a part of you that knows you hold great power within. This is a special time for you to use that power to bring into manifestation all that you need for your life to unfold in a way that is in alignment with your best interests. All that has unfolded so far has given you the opportunity to learn and grow, even the unsettling moments. But you are a master alchemist with the capacity to take all that was once challenging and use it to create positive opportunities for yourself. As above, so below. All the thoughts you send up to source will contribute to your evolution on earth. This is a delicious card. I love this card. I think this is one of my cards this week. So card number 2, Emerald Tablet. Oh, I'm also getting, you're going to be working with Thoth this week. If you received 3, you are working. You're going to be in the chamber of the violet flame. It's funny, I'm wearing all violet, so I think this is my second card for this week, right? And this card is about karmic release and radical transformation. This is speaking my language too. So let's talk a little bit about the violet flame. So the violet flame is a spiritual retreat space that holds the powerful energy of transformation and transmutation. It can be visited in meditation and invoked through prayer and affirmation. Spiritually, it is seen within a chamber, often as a giant roaring flame and sometimes with silver and gold shining through the violet. When we connect with the violet flame, we are being given the opportunity to detach from lower vibrational experiences and turn darkness into light. This is definitely my second card. Ultimately, this is the gateway of alchemy. Alchemy is the art of turning lead into gold. And so, from an energetic perspective, the violet flame is where we place all that is laden and heavy in our life and turn it into a golden opportunity. You remember where we heard this? Card number 2, the emerald tablet. See? That was the first card, my first card this week, and then this one. And they go hand in hand, right? Oh, I love this. So how to connect to the violet flame this week. Visualize a fiery violet light streaming down from the heavens and washing over your entire life. Set the intention that you are willing to transmute all fear and experience light once more. Do this with me right now. Visualize a fiery violet light streaming down from the heavens and washing over your entire life. Set the intention that you are willing to transmute. And you can say, I am willing to transmute all fear and experience light once more. Taking a deep breath in and out. Do you feel it? It's already working. If you receive card number 2, it's already invoked. I feel like the flame is going to be with you. It's sweeping through, not just around the body and inside the body, but I'm seeing just moving through every area of your life. A reset. It's just like a reset happening right now. Here's your message for this week. Here's our message for the week. When you receive this message, know that the violet flame of transformation has been brought to you by your angels and guides. They are encouraging you to see that you are in a space of radical transformation. I'm going to pause right here. Remember, we're talking about the houses and looking at, like the nodal shifts, Libra and Aries. And where do you see Libra and Aries in your chart, right? Wherever you see them is where things are going down, right? Things are happening, basically. And I told you that my Pluto is in Libra, and it's also in the 12th house of higher consciousness, right? And Pluto being transformation, transmutation, death, and rebirth. It's very interesting. This theme is also coming in here, right? It's already showing what is happening, right? Okay, let's continue. Your angels and your guides are encouraging you to see that you are in a space of radical transformation. Transformation can be overwhelming, but know the hand of the divine is leading the way. All past trauma is now being cleared from your energy. Stay focused on releasing all of the energies that are no longer serving you. The violet flame is here to transmute fear into love. If any fear is rising up inside you now, know that it is simply a call for love. Call in the strongest form of love you know, and allow those in your inner circle to support you through this transformational time. You are an alchemist with the capacity to take all the laden aspects of your life and turn them into golden opportunities. You can align your life with the divine plan now and live in a more purposeful way. I just kind of had this feeling that my theme for this next 18 months with the nodal shifts is exactly this last part right here. You are an alchemist with the capacity to take all the laden aspects of your life and turn them into golden opportunities. You can align your life with the divine plan now and live in a more purposeful way. I love that so much. So that was card number 3. Powerful cards this week, right? Powerful cards this week. Breathe in with me. Allow your message to just sink in. Remember, be curious. Okay, this week we have big things that are happening. The new moon in Cancer marks a new beginning. But this will be one of those new moons that I'll say just be open to receive. Let the intentions come to you instead of you trying to write down what you want in your life. Let the right thing, because of that nodal shift happening this week with Aries being the north node, I feel like the right intentions will flow to you very powerfully. And then you can use the new moon to just like boost it up. Well, I should say it's already happening, because the moment you get that clarity and like, yes, that's what I want, the new moon energy will boost it up for you. So really, we're being called to surrender and flow through this energies. Every time there's a powerful energies, cosmic energies flowing through to support us, it's so important to really be in that energy of curiosity and flow and surrender, right? Don't try to like, what word am I, control this energy. Just no control in this, okay? This is happening way beyond us. So step aside. Your soul already has a plan for you. Get out of your own way and let what is ready to unfold at this time. Powerful times. It is exciting. Yes, it might be scary, but remember what I said at the beginning. You have everything that you need to move through this time. And you are here in this time because you are ready to move through this time. This powerful, activating spark over time, right? You are meant to be here in this here and now. You are meant to be here. So if you're experiencing fear or doubt, work with the violet flame. There you go, right? All right, my loves. I hope you enjoyed this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. I feel like there was so much coming through. If you have any questions about anything that I said, or if you want to deepen into astrology, don't be shy in contacting me. If you're on social media, you can find me there. Send me a messenger message or email. If you just want to share what is going on in your life, share that with me. I will hold that space for you. Also, you can always go onto my calendar and schedule a discovery call, and we can chat. We can, especially if you need support at this time. I would love to work with you. So schedule that 30-minute free discovery call, and let's see how we can work together to support you moving through this powerful time of activation. All right, my loves. I would love to hear where Aries falls on your chart, and also where you see Libra in your chart. Remember, the South Node has to do with things that you've already mastered, your gifts, your talents, inherited talents, soul gifts, like all of that yummy stuff, right? What you already have, what you're comfortable with. And then your North Node is what you're here to really master. It's what this lifetime is all about. What is here to challenge you? What is here, like to help you to that next level, right? So I'm curious, where does Aries show up in your chart? Where does Libra show up in your chart? And also what your own nodal signs are. So mine, my North Node is in Gemini, my South Node is in Sagittarius, right? So let me know what yours is. All right, my loves, from my heart to yours, relax, flow in the river. Whatever fear arises this week, invoke the violet flame to help you to burn it off, release it, to prep you for the new that is here, that is sparking within you at this time. Be open, be curious about the invitations that will be coming to you this week, and then this next 18 months basically, but it starts this week. From my heart to yours, remember, you are never alone. Co-create, connect with your higher self, with your divine team. You are never alone. Until next time, bye.
Yeah.